The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so important. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello, welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa News Updates. First, the headlines. Federal court dismisses treason charges against End Bad Governance protesters. President Tinubu orders release of minors of End Bad Governance protests. EFCC arrests former Delta Governor Okowa over alleged 1.3 trillion naira fraud. Tinubu removes federal universities from IPPIS payroll system. Ekiti Chief Judge Justice Oyewole Adeyeye passes away. Atiku, 2023 election was criminally stolen. Tinubu appoints new INEC commissioner and Ogun State REC nominee. The news in full. The Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed treason charges against End Bad Governance protesters, following an order by President Bola Tinubu to end the proceedings. On Tuesday, Justice Obiora Egwuatu struck out the charges after the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Prince Lateef Olasukomi Fabemi San, represented by Director of Public Prosecution MD Abubakar, exercised Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution to take over and discontinue the case on behalf of the federal government. In court, Fabemi's team requested the dismissal of the trial for all 150 accused protesters, citing President Tinubu's directive to terminate charges that primarily involve minors, who by law are ineligible for such trials. With no opposition from defense lawyers, Justice Egwuatu granted the request and ordered the immediate release of those in custody. In follow-up of events, President Bola Tinubu has directed the immediate release of all minors detained during the End Bad Governance protests, with instructions to reunite them with their families. These announcements came from the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who addressed reporters on Monday, joined by presidential advisers Bayo Onanuga and Sunday Dare. Idris revealed that Tinubu has tasked Attorney General Lateef Fabemi to expedite the release process and ensure all detained minors are swiftly freed. A committee has been set to review the circumstances of their arrest, detention, and release, and any involved law enforcement officials found responsible for misconduct will face consequences, he stated. The Arawa Consultative Forum (ACF) previously called for an end to the treason trial of the End Bad Governance protesters, particularly condemning the trial of minors. Professor Tuku Muhammad Baba, ACF's National Publicity Secretary, labeled the proceedings a show of shame and criticized them as excessive and high-handed. In new developments, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has detained former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, as confirmed by EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewole. Okowa, who served as vice presidential candidate for the People's Democratic Party in 2023 elections alongside Atiku Abubakar, was taken into custody at the EFCC's Port Harcourt office. Sources allege that Okowa misused his office to embezzle funds and acquire assets worth 1.3 trillion naira, including significant shares in the UTM Floating Liquefied Natural Gas Company and other oil sector investments. It remains unconfirmed if Okowa has consulted legal counsel regarding his detention. Meanwhile, the government under President Bola Tinubu has officially removed universities and other federally owned tertiary institutions from the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System (IPPIS). This decision, directed by the Nigerian government and executed by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation (OAGF), is part of a shift to process salaries through the government's Integrated Financial Management Information System starting this November. According to Bawa Mokwa, Director of Press and Public Relations at the OAGF, The transition from the IPPIS was a direct response to the government's directive. Federal institutions are now expected to submit their payrolls in Excel format to IPPIS for verification. Mokwa clarified that employees are not required to change their salary account details and assured that the OAGF is committed to worker welfare, urging banks to improve their service to efficiently manage employee accounts. The OAGF has provided guidelines for employees wishing to change their salary accounts, ensuring a seamless transition while maintaining payroll stability. Furthermore, Honorable Justice Oyewole Adeyeye, the Chief Judge of Ekiti State, has passed away following a lengthy period of illness. A reliable source in Ado-Ekiti confirmed the news, revealing that Justice Adeyeye died early today. His health had been compromised since July 2023 after a section of the Ekiti State High Court complex wall collapsed on him, causing severe injuries in his office. Though no official statement has been issued yet, the Ekiti chapter of the International Federation of Women Lawyers (FIDA) extended condolences to Justice Adeyeye's family, praying for strength for his loved ones, the judiciary, and the people of Ekiti State. FIDA's Ekiti chairperson, Oyinade Olatunbosun, indicated that she would release a formal statement soon. Born in 1960 in Arawomi, Ubesi, Ekiti East, Justice Adeyeye was called to bar in 1986. His career began at a state council in Old Ondo State Civil Service, later transitioning to the Ekiti Judiciary Service Commission after Ekiti's formation in 1996. Appointed to the Ekiti State High Court in 2002, he also served on several election petition tribunals throughout his tenure. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has declared that the 2023 presidential election, which saw President Bola Tinubu's victory, was criminally stolen from him. Speaking on Monday, over a year after the Supreme Court upheld Tinubu's win, Abubakar insisted that he did not lose, asserting that Nigerians know the truth about the election. In response to Tinubu's spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, who claimed Abubakar was rejected at the polls, Abubakar criticized the Tinubu's administration for lacking a concrete governance plan, calling it a tea plan that only brings tea pain to the nation. He attributed the current economic struggles to the administration's hasty ascent to power without a coherent agenda, stating that this has led to the turmoil across Nigeria. Finally, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed Abdulrazak Yusuf Tukur as the National Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to represent the Northwest. Additionally, he nominated Saseyi Feyijimi Ibiyemi to succeed the late resident Electoral Commissioner (REC) of Ogun State, Niyi Ijalaye. According to Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Tukur, 59, brings a robust background in administration and electoral logistics. Holding degrees from Bayero University, Bradford University, and Leeds University, starting with INEC in 1999, he rose to Director of Electoral Operations and Logistics. His appointment now awaits Senate confirmation. Ibiyemi, 58, an experienced lawyer from Ondo State, is presently the INEC Administrative Secretary in Lagos, a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. She was called to bar in 1988. If confirmed, she will take on her new role in Ogun State, filling the position left vacant.
The papyrus.